Good morning. This is H coming at you with another Autodesk Inventor 2023 part guide tutorial regarding the SolidWorks education parts, the lessons 21 and 22 are what we're looking at today. And so we're going to start off with lesson 21. This part in class has many nicknames as we're looking at it. It's quite a unique looking part for sure. But this part here is a fairly simple part to do. And this goes back to the idea of what gives us the most information, right? We look at the top view, there's one dimension. We'll look at the front view, it's everything. Like I say that, but there's a lot here compared to the right side and everything else. So we're going to draw the front view and then we'll just add these fillets afterwards and be done, because it's the same shape, this front shape extruded 40 millimeters, and then we can just round off those edges, those corners, and we'll be done. Like that's lesson 21 accomplished. So that's what we're going to start with. I'm going to slide this over here to this other screen so I can get a better view. And we'll start with lesson 21 here. Again, a standard millimeter part file is what I need. I'm starting on the front plane, and I'm starting here at 0, 0. I'm going to go up this time 10 millimeters and over to the right 10 millimeters. And I'm going to zoom out a little bit there just to kind of keep adjusting as we go. 30 millimeters, hit the front view again, zoom out. This is 20 millimeters. Again, I'm making sure that everything is vertical or horizontally, that orientation is correct. The angles are correct before hitting the enter key, right? So you want to make sure you're doing that to get the proper dimensions of these lines. So here, this is going to be 20. And this line comes over, and this is 40. And this comes down 10. And this goes over 30. And it goes down 20 here to this axis, the x-axis, and then connects in a straight line. That is 30 there as well. So let's adjust this view here. So we got a lot going on here, a lot of dimensions in this one for sure, as we kind of had made the lines here and there. Now this line here, actually, there's a fillet that's here and a fillet that's here that we can do right now. So I'm going to do that now. Fillet, make sure I go to 10, and now click those two lines and those two lines to add those fillets in there just like that. It's easy to fill it during a sketch. You could do it during the sketch in this case, or we could have done it after the sketch. Either way, it would have worked out just fine. Okay, so I add those two fillets there for the 10 millimeter fillet here, 10 millimeter fillet there. Finishing the sketch. Again, this extrusion was supposed to be 40. There it is. And now for the final touch, the fillet tool. Again, it's a 20 millimeter fillet this time, and we're clicking on the edges that are going away. Right? Those edges that are being filleted, that are being removed, materials being removed from them, and filleting that edge. And that is 20. And there it is. That is the interesting lesson 21. That's part of this packet. Okay, so there it is. We'll move on to the next one. Short and sweet on that one. Let's go to lesson 22. This is the one we get a little bit more interesting. Okay, it is very interesting, this one here, mainly because there's a lot of variation here, like in the way you could start it. We're ignoring this right side view. There's no information here. So when we look at this isometric view compared to the top and compared to the front side, it's just kind of like a flip-flop, right? Like it's a reversal of what we're seeing. So technically, you could pretty much start from either one of these and be okay. You're going to be fine. It's almost going to be the same amount of steps one way or another. Now, one might be slightly faster, or you might just favor one way over the other, which is totally fine, right? I personally favor the front view here, mainly because I can draw like this in, ignoring these fillets and then doing these fillets like at the end, and just have it straight up and then like do the fillets and the hole and like, because you're gonna have to cut out one of these holes anyway, right? So you're gonna have one already made and cut one out afterwards, right? So we're kind of dividing the labor in half because it is almost like a flip-flop part. So I'm going to start my part file with the millimeter IPT. I'm going to start from the front view, and my circle is going to be right at 0, 0. I like doing circles at 0, 0. It just feels easier. It feels better to do. And now I'm going to make my 2-point rectangle just like that. Now, this is obviously a fast drawing to do, but we're going to have to add all the dimensions in here and make sure that the circle is in the right location. So I'm already starting to add dimensions here, like this is supposed to be 40, right? And we're really getting like, okay, where's this supposed to go, right? Where's the dimension here? But from the top to the center of the circle, this is supposed to be 20. And then from the center of the circle to this edge here, this is supposed to be 20. So once we have those vertical and horizontal dimensions in place, our rectangle is in good shape. Okay, so now we're looking at some more additional lines here where we're coming off of this, and this is going over 40, down 10, and then back to where we started on this line. So this is the other profile here. We got to make sure we get this in the right location as well, right? So from this to here, this is also supposed to be 20. It's supposed to kind of line up with the edge of the circle a bit, okay? Now we need to add our fillets. We're going to ignore the fillets that are here for now, but we're going to add the fillets that are in the other location. So the fillet here, we have fillets of 10. So let's do 10 here and here and here and here on the bottom. And that'll be it for now. We're just going to finish that up and do that. Now we're looking at we're extruding this, but we're going to be extruding this kind of symmetrically in 2 different ways in order to make this part file. So this is the real trick to this particular part file, is the extruding direction and the extruding, strategy of how far and what direction, everything else. So if we extrude this profile, this profile is supposed to be extruded 20 millimeters, but we're going to split it. We're going to make it symmetric. And the reason being is so that this profile will be left in the middle, so we can do the same thing here and extrude this both directions, the 40 that needs to go, because that specific profile there, the rectangle here, needs to be extruded 40. So let me hit the plus sign, this, and we're extruding this 40 symmetrically, and I'll hit enter. Now we're left with the kind of like wrapping up, cleaning up of this part. Okay, so first thing we need a fillet. This is 10 here and also on the bottom there. So those 2 edges get filleted. So that's looking good. I'm going to hit my OK button. Then we're going to fillet the 20 millimeter fillet that's here and here. And I like to do the fillet first in this instance. That way we know where the location of the circle of the hole is going to be. Okay, so if I start my sketch here, I need to use the circle tool, and this circle is at the center point of this curve. So I highlight that curve, get that dot, and now I'm drawing it in 20 millimeters, finishing the sketch, extruding, but I'm cutting it out, making sure all the material gets cut out, and I'm clicking OK. So a bit quick on that last section there, but this is part 22. An interesting part because, again, it is very much like an inversion or a flip-flop of the 2 different views, the front side and the top side, right? And you could start with either one, but you're going to have to do some filleting and cutting a circle out either way you begin. So it's really up to you as far as this goes and seeing like, okay, what's the fastest way for you, your comfort level, because a number of steps are almost identical in every way for lesson 22. All right. You all have a great day. Thank you for watching. Hopefully this was instructive, informative, and you all do well.